Hey, old man with the plan. Today's video is going to be changing some brakes, the front brakes only, on this 2015 Silverado. It is a 1500. It is like I said, it's a 2015. It's 2024, so it's almost 10 years old. It's been a good truck. Okay, first things first, I got to get up the air. I have my jack here. I have my jack stand over here for safety. I've already blocked the back wheels. It is in park, so it shouldn't go anywhere. But first thing you got to do is take that wheel off. Hey, before I get started, I'll once again say I am not a pro mechanic. So if you see something you think is wrong or it's an easier way, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than willing to read the comments and learn. I love to learn as I go along. So if you see something, let me know. Now, my mechanic, when I got this inspected, said that I didn't need rotors. I only needed brakes. He said I should get them changed before like October, November. I got this inspected in May. He said they're getting low, but they barely pass. Now I haul my trailer with a 7,000-pound trailer with my backhoe on it, so I want to make sure my front brakes are working good. So now I guess I just got to take them off here. Okay, there's two bolts that hold this brake pad assembly on. They're back here. Let me give you a behind the view of them here. Okay, this is the behind the view of the assembly here. And right here, you see a bolt. And right here, you see a bolt. Those two bolts have got to come off. Now, I like to use my 19. It feels a little loose. So I grabbed a 3/4. It's a little bit tighter. I don't know whether it's tight or not. It's hard to tell. I believe everything's 19. Or I believe everything's metric, but that one's fitting a little tighter, so I'm going to use it. And I need to bust them loose. There's one, there's two. I'll set them where I won't lose them. And now I get to take that off, and we'll take a peek. I think I'm going to get something to set this on. Let me see what I can find here real quick. I just don't want it to hang off the hose. That's the only reason why I'm going to set it on something. And here it comes. There's that part. And you see the brake pads did not come with it, but there are the two pads. One there and one here. And this one here is worn pretty thin. You can see it. I'll let you see it compared to another one. And I'm going to let this sit on this for now so it doesn't have to put all the pressure on the hose. There we go. I'm going to set it on something. And here it comes. There's that part. And you see the brake pads did not come with it, but there are the two pads. One there and one here. And I'm going to get my rag and a couple new pads. Okay, when you look at the new brake pads, there is a difference. Now, make sure, I've made this mistake twice. When you come in a package for a set, you get two of these ones that have this little metal thing on it, and two of these ones that do not. Now, I accidentally put two of the ones without on one side. This is to start squealing against your rotor when you know it's too low. That way you know it's definitely time to change your brakes. This is kind of an important piece, so try to get one on each side. Now the next problem is going to be, I have to see how these cylinders here on the brake, they push out to activate the brakes. Now I need them to go all the way in before I put the new brakes on. This is where I get a clamp. You put a clamp on here and you use one of these. And what am I going to do is use this to pull in the cylinders. Now the first thing I have to remember to do if I'm going to pull in the cylinders is to just pop off the brake cap so it can release pressure up through the lines. If I don't, I'm fighting against the pressure that's already in the lines. I don't want to do that. So as I pull this in, the fluid will go up into the reservoir. I'll show you where that is. You got to pop the hood, find your latch, pop it up. Then you have to find the brake reservoir. Now, this one, it's easy. It's right here, and they all look the same. So they all look the same. All you do is take that cap off. And that way the fluid will come back up into here as I put the pressure on. Now I can see the cylinder going in, which you need to take it all the way in because these are new pads. Okay, now I'm going to show you the difference between an old pad and a new pad. Now hopefully you can see, I'll get my face out of it. I know sometimes the focus is an issue, but there we go. Hopefully you can see the difference in thickness. I'm checking my hardware here is okay. Now you can see basically how they go in. They can't go in like that because they won't fit around the wheel. They're going to have to go in like this. Then they just slide in. The other one will be the same way. Make sure they're both seated good. Take this off. Take this off. And slide this back on. It should fit over top. Like that. And then behind the view again of putting the nuts back in. Or the bolts, I'm sorry. I don't know why I call them nuts sometimes. I do that all the time. There we go. One in. Two in. I'm going to tighten them down good. Make sure these are good and tight. I'm not going to smash them down, but I'm going to make sure they're good and solid. I guess if I was a proper mechanic, there's probably a specific torque to use on this, and I don't know what it is. So hopefully you can see everything's back together. I need to put the wheel back on, and then that's it. Must have came down a touch, probably on the jack stand, so I'm going to give it a couple cranks back up. Whoops. Well, that wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done, but no harm. And you've seen I tightened them in the star pattern. I got them on finger tight, made sure the wheel was set. Now I'll go through one more time in the star pattern, which is just here to here to here to here to here to here. Now I take out the jack stand, the safety. Then I can let her down. And that's it for that side. Now we get to do the other side. Just a little more. Okay, this is the same thing as the other side. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but you can really see a difference between these two pads. The thicknesses. This one is definitely due for replacement. I don't know why this one was so much dirtier than the other one. The other one wasn't bad at all. This one wasn't the best as far as dirt and grime. Now, before I get started, I gotta pull those in. And I left the cap off, the brake fluid, so this will go in easier. And there is one thing you better not forget to do, and that is to put the brake cap back on. Okay, that should be about it. I'll take it for a test drive, make sure everything's okay, make sure the pressure builds up. I'll hop in the truck. I'll make sure I pump the brakes a couple times to make sure it feels good. I didn't bust any lines. Shouldn't have to bleed it if you do break a line, or that's why I try to prop those up time. I don't want to get any fluid out. I try to do this without fluid. Just replacing the pads are not too bad. If you have to replace the rotor, that's not all that bad either. You just got to continue to take it off. And once again, by no means consider me a professional mechanic. Make sure you do this safely. Make sure you block it so it doesn't move. Make sure you put your jacks in a decent place. Make sure you have your safety jacks in a good place that would support it. We certainly don't want anybody to get hurt. But like I said, this saves me a lot of labor and a lot of unnecessary parts. And it is just as long as it works good, and it will. I'm really confident that I'll be fine. I made sure the mechanic said there was no reason to replace the rotors, just the pads here. They would be due by next year anyhow. And as you could see by the size of them, yes, they were getting pretty low. It was time for a change. But as always, I do appreciate your viewing. And if you have comments on how I could have done better or what I should have done, I probably should have blew out the other side. I don't know why one side was a lot dirtier than the other. He did say he had to free one of the calibers up for me when I took it in for inspections, and it was frozen a little bit. That could have been this side. That's why I had a lot of dust. It could have been dragging a little bit. It's not dragging now. It was looser than the other ones. Everything seemed to be moved good. The hardware was still in good shape. I did check it. I don't feel bad about comments. Comments will teach me. I don't take offense to a comment that you should have done something differently. So tell me. I'm willing to learn too. I do this because I kind of have to. It's price prohibited, so it does help me keep the cost of maintaining my vehicle down. But thanks for viewing. I do appreciate it. And any comments I would appreciate too. And I'd appreciate a like and a share too. And sometimes you could even help an old man out and subscribe. So if you subscribe, there'll be a click in the bottom right corner to click on that little cartoon character. And you can subscribe. But once again, this is the old man with the plan. Thanks for viewing, and I'll see you later.